I'd like to congratulate the Cardinals. I mean, they're their standard bearers. So for us to be able to beat them tonight really is important to us as a franchise organization. They've done it for so many years. Everybody knows I grew up, was a fan of that group as a kid growing up. So I just want to say, for us, believe me, it's kind of special to be able to beat a team of that magnitude. They just compete constantly. So to come out on top, you feel a bit fortunate. But I want to congratulate them on a 100-win season. They were fabulous.
And right in the center, first question.
Hey, can you just talk a little bit about what you were feeling in that ninth inning and just after the final out was recorded, looking back on what this team has been able to accomplish this year?
Yeah, get 3 outs. I mean, Carpenter's so tough. He get 2 quick outs, and then he hits a bullet to the other side. Piscotty's shown you he could go into the seats. So that was a really uncomfortable moment. But I thought Hector looked good. I was still pretty much there. I was still pretty much in the moment. I was watching Hector, and I thought he was definitely breathing well. He looked he was fine. Baez made the trip, gave him some good information. Again, just get through this. Not trying to look too far into the future. I was just watching Hector, and I thought he looked fine.
And right here in front, Rick.
Joe, how close were you to hitting for Hammel in the second inning? I see you had a
real
guy
close. If the bases had been loaded, it would have been Listella. The fact that it was first and second, and Hammer could actually handle the bat pretty well, and as he showed you with the base hit to center field, but it was pretty close.
And here in the front left.
There's this idea that experience is so important in the playoffs, and people talk about it a lot, and obviously this is a relatively inexperienced team, especially with a lot of rookies. What do you make of that? Do you think this is a group of rookies that's particularly well-suited to excel in the playoffs, or do you think that possibly the experience thing could be overblown, relatively speaking?
Well, the reason why I think our guys have done so well, there's 2 reasons, I think. Number one is that they really are good makeup guys. They're great character guys. They don't make excuses. They're very accountable to the moment. I think it begins there. And beyond that, I'm telling you, it's about our coaching staff and our veteran players. Our veteran players, people talk about this a lot, and sometimes it's, you kind of fluff it off. But I'm telling you how important it is. Our guys, and like David and John, and what you saw what Miggy did tonight, you cannot overstate how important that is. So I think it's a combination of the kids themselves. They're just really accountable young baseball players that are very skilled. Combine that with this wonderful group of veterans that give them good information on a daily basis. Everybody bought in. From spring training on, we've been on the same page pretty well. And to have that really occur, the veteran group really has to buy in because they're the ones that are going to carry the message for you. And I've talked about it all year, so it's a combination of the coaching staff combined with the veterans.
And here in front to the right.
How would you describe your bullpen and its ability to come through in the clutch tonight?
Well, they had a lot of innings to suck up. It's not like Jason was throwing the ball poorly. I just didn't overall like location of some pitches, and I knew I didn't want to wait for us to tie or lose the lead. Eventually they did. They did tie it up. But I don't want to not be proactive in advance of the game being tied. So did what we did. The bullpen was fabulous. Grimmer really set the tone for the bullpen. The 2 lefties, Travis Wood and Clayton, had a big out facing one hitter there. So up and down, I mean, they were all wonderful. I mean, even Cahill gave up a couple runs, but he threw the ball great. I mean, it's a 2-strike base hit down the right field line, and he elevated a changeup to Moss. Otherwise, I mean, he had great stuff too. So from the beginning to the end, the bullpen was fabulous.
And right in the front
Yes,
center.
sir.
Joe, did the second and fourth games go about as you'd scripted? The starters give you whatever they could, and a lot of relievers were going to be in the game?
Well, we were kind of like toying with that idea during the course of the season. I know you're aware that we did run some bullpen games during the course of the year. And the fact when you have Travis Wood and then Trevor Cahill showing up, and even Clayton, although I did not use him in a more elongated role, is capable of 2+ innings. So we had those kind of guys that kind of match up to the other team, especially Cahill and Trevor. Clayton, in a sense, they put the ball on the ground. Travis Wood doesn't know a right-handed hitter from a left-handed hitter. He's kind of neutral.
And the center.
On the bullpen a little bit more, you had 3 guys getting big outs there who'd been DFA'd at some point this season. What does that say to you about your pro scouting staff, what Baez has been able to do, all that stuff?
Listen, I have a lot of confidence and faith in all of our guys. It does say a lot. The fact that you have sometimes look underneath some stones. You have to turn them over and see what's underneath there. You have to research a little bit more deeply and find out. Because, I mean, I haven't seen Cahill throw a whole lot, and neither Clayton prior to them coming to us. Of course, Fernando and I go way back. But it's the group. I mean, listen, our group is very thorough, to say the least. And like I said before the game today, I'm talking about our scouting department, professional free agent, and also the player development. It's outstanding. I mean, I got to see it in spring training. The entire group is really outstanding.
Right here in front of you.
Joe, after everything Javi went through this year, especially at the start of the year, how much did you enjoy seeing him come through in that moment for you guys?
Oh, it was fabulous. Because after like last night's game, he was a little bit almost nonplussed a little bit in that game, and then came out today. And I talked to him before the game. I asked him to own the game tonight. Just own the game like you do. I've seen him playing winter ball. I've seen him in San Juan last winter. Was the first time I saw him play. And I saw how comfortable he was and how well he played, and with that kind of confidence. And I've seen it this year, too. My advice to him tonight was just to own the game, and he kind of did.
Again, Rick.
Joe, it's often said that regular season stats don't really carry over to the postseason, but how significant was it, the 2 series wins you had over the Cardinals in September?
Really significant. I mean, I talked about that all year also, I think. In the beginning of the year, they had us late a lot of games, and I thought they were out-experiencing us early in the season. We'd have leads. Some of our bullpen guys had a tough time with them because, like I said before, when I opened this up, they don't quit, man. That team does not quit. They got a bunch of pros over there, and they're used to winning. So you got to play 9 innings. You have to be relentless as they are. So eventually, season in progress, you have to at some point teach yourself a lesson and show yourselves you can beat them. And the lesson then would be to the other team that this team can beat us too. So I've always been a proponent of that. Even though you might not get it done early in the year, you definitely want to see progress by the end, and we did.
And to the front right.
Joe, you talk about the process and over the outcome all the time.
Yep.
And how much more challenging does that become when you're going to be playing for a pennant and the World Series is right around the corner?
Not at all. I mean, it's even more important right now. I mean, because if you really want to, and I can't emphasize this enough, that the process is fearless. I mean, if you want to go out a little bit wide-eyed and worried about outcomes, you're not going to play nearly as good as you can. You're not. But if you could go out there and understand that I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take my ground balls, I'm going to move my feet right, I'm going to throw to first base, PP, I'm going to work the whole field, check out your video, game in progress at bat, what can I do differently the next at bat? Don't even worry about the score of the game. That will take care of itself. If you take care of all these smaller components, that will eventually turn in your favor.
And last one in the back left.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me what you were feeling like when the 9th inning began, after 1 out, after 2 outs?
Honestly, I mean, you might be disappointed, but I was just like totally locked into that. I'm watching, and we get the out, and then here comes Carpenter. And I know how tough he is. And he didn't disappoint. Hit that bullet to left central, and then here comes their next guy who's hit home runs, and he just hit one against Ronnie the night before. So I'm still looking at that. I had already told Boz, I mean, give Kyle Hendrick a heads up. If in fact this game went into extra innings, he was going to have to pitch, and he needs more time because he's not a normal relief pitcher. So that's what I was talking about in the 9th. There's no time to like hope and wish that you're going to win the game. You have to continue to work the process.